Hey Dimitri, good to see you, my friend.
Hey, good to see you, Paul.
Thanks very much for coming and much appreciate it. We've been doing business for many years now and lots of our clients have used your services and been really pleased, so thank you very much for that. Please tell us a bit more about your firm because I know it's been going a long time now.
Yeah, sure. So first of all, my name is Demetris Demetriades. I'm the managing partner of Demetris Demetriades & Co. LLC. Like you said, our law firm has been around for many years. Actually, it was established in 1970, so it's nearly 55 years now. Obviously, it's not established by myself, but I've been there most of the time. It's been 30 years now. And the main areas that we focus nowadays is foreign direct investment into Cyprus, mainly in real estate projects, either by individuals or entrepreneurs who wish to establish a business here and develop. But also, there's a lot of people that we serve in the relocation industry, so entrepreneurs, companies, people moving here. So it's been fun.
Yeah, very interesting times at the moment. So how easy is it to buy a property in Cyprus?
What I love about this Cyprus system in investing in real estate is that it's clear. There is a clear framework within which someone can purchase a property. It's regulated. We have a land registry, and people get a title deed, a legal document that proves their ownership. And even for people who are buying off-plan properties, from the moment you file your contract at the land registry, your interest in the property is protected. And of course, with the assistance of an experienced lawyer, where you use milestones in the contract, you can pace the payments along with construction, this way protecting your interest. So all in all, Cyprus has in place the right safeguards for people who are buying property, whether it's off-plan or a finished property.
So what are the safeguards in place for the buyers?
Cyprus has one of the safest systems in place when you are buying real estate. We actually have a land registry where all your rights are recorded and registered. Your contract of sale is filed at the land registry, which means that your interest in the property is protected from the beginning. And we have this wonderful thing in place now, whereby if there are any encumbrances or mortgages, you need to be notified, you need to sign for it, so that you have notice from the very beginning whether there are any issues with the property, which is fantastic. And of course, the whole framework, the whole basis of our system is that you get a title deed. You get a title deed with your name on, freehold property, which is 99% of the properties in Cyprus, which gives you an undisputed right to a property, which can be inherited by your beneficiaries and so forth. So this is something that I particularly like about our system here. Furthermore, there has been a lot of digitalization in Cyprus over the last few years, which means that the due diligence process is faster. Before, in order to have a land registry search, it could take weeks, in some cases even a couple of months, because everything was done manually. Nowadays, just with the press of a button, you can get a search with the encumbrances on an asset, which makes our job much easier, and it also makes the whole process much speedier.
And another thing a lot of our clients have really liked is about all the contracts are in English, as a lot of other people that have bought in other countries that are leaving those countries to come to Cyprus, it's one of the things that they've said about us, this is great, it's all in English.
You're absolutely right. I mean, Cyprus is one of the few places in the world whereby the original language of the contract is in English. There's no bilingual contracts. It's acceptable to have a contract in English. It's acceptable to submit those documents to the land registry, and it really gives a sense of security to the purchaser, because they know that what they're signing, it is the official document and is what goes to the land registry. Whereas in other countries that we work, for example Greece, you need to have the document in Greek. Yes, the lawyer can then unofficial translation for the benefit of the client, but at the end of the day, the official contract is always in a language that they don't understand. And some people find that...
That's a huge thing for a lot of our people. It's mentioned a lot, that is. So what are the options to relocate for non-EU nationals? We've seen many using like the fast track program.
Indeed, I would say that the most popular option for people choosing to relocate to Cyprus on a permanent basis is the so-called fast-track permanent residence, which gives them the right to reside in Cyprus on a permanent basis, go in and out of the country. The only restriction is to visit Cyprus once every 2 years, as if they do not have an immigration permit in place, they can only spend 90 days out of 6 months. Which is great if you're buying a holiday home and you just want to spend your holidays here. But if you want to live here permanently, then you need to have something stronger in place. Now, how do you obtain a fast-track permanent residence? By purchasing, the most popular route is purchasing a property which is worth at least 300,000 plus VAT, and of course you need to have a certain secure income in place depending on how big the family is that is relocating. And a clean criminal record. But these are the basic parameters. What I particularly like about our permanent residence program is that you just have a list of boxes. When you tick all the boxes, then you know that you will be approved. And this is what I like about
It's really good. And the VAT thing, especially at the moment, is quite an interesting topic because, you know, a lot of the properties we're still showing at the moment had a planning permission from before, so people are able to pay just 5% VAT, which isn't a lot more than what the transfer costs are, so they're not really paying much more. So this is an interesting time frame people are in right now, because obviously at some stage it will go to 19. Perhaps just run us through a little more of that.
That's a very important point to make, that let's talk a little bit about the VAT. So the VAT rate is 19%, but if you're buying a property that you're using as your residence here in Cyprus for yourself and your family, then it goes down to 5% for the first 200 square meters. Now, these rules have changed now, and it has become more difficult to be eligible for the 5% rate, in the sense that it applies to smaller properties, and if you're buying a property that is above a certain price, I think it's 475,000, then you're not eligible for the 5% rate. But right now there are still properties out there that are eligible for the 5% VAT regardless of the purchase price, regardless of the price, because there is a certain cushion period as well. So I would suggest that those who wish to spend a bit more money in Cyprus on a property, to take advantage of the interim period whereby the old reduced VAT rules apply, just to take advantage.
Absolutely, and that's driven a lot more people here now, because you know it's a huge advantage. You're saving, you know, 14%. It's a lot. So a big question clients are asking us as well is the tax advantages of Cyprus. You know, it's a lot of our clients that have been out recently once have understood what the real benefits are for pensions, etc. No inheritance tax. There's lots of other benefits there. Perhaps you could just bullet point some of these for us. That'd be really handy. Thank you.
I'll start with the no inheritance tax. That's great. I mean, especially to people who come from countries that they still have inheritance tax in place. Having no inheritance tax is a great thing here in Cyprus. Pensioners, who represent a significant proportion of people moving to Cyprus nowadays, they get 3,400 euros tax-free, and then the rest is taxed at 5%, which means that the money goes a lot more further away in terms of their spending capacity. But also, Cyprus offers many tax advantages for active people, for entrepreneurs, for people who have income from dividends, from company activities abroad. If they become tax residents in Cyprus, they can also be non-domiciled here for a period of 17 years, which means that they pay 0% tax on their dividends, they don't pay tax on their interest. Also, they get preferential tax rates under certain conditions on other income streams that they have. Furthermore, if they decide to set up a company for a business activity, which is quite popular nowadays in Cyprus, they pay a very low corporate tax, which is 12.5% at this moment in time. These are reasons that have driven a whole new category of people to Cyprus. Another thing that entrepreneurs love about Cyprus is companies. In Cyprus, we have a very low corporate rate of 12.5%, which means that they can set up a business here, even if they don't wish to work themselves, they can still be the shareholders of the company. They can use it for invoicing purposes, for holding intellectual property rights. There's so many things you can do with companies in Cyprus.
A lot of people have come recently to Cyprus because it always used to be like with holiday homes. For the 25 years that I've been doing this, it was always about holiday homes or investments. Now the people that have come recently have come to have a look at Cyprus. What are the benefits? What are the tax savings? And then they've said, now find me a property.
Yeah,
it's gone upside down.
Yeah, you're right.
It's really a new dimension that Cyprus has come, because people are realising, you mentioned that it's 3,400 or something for the pensions, but also in the UK, people are paying that probably in council tax as well. So just for those two straight away, people are saving 6,000-7,000 straight away, which will give you quite a few fish mezes and nights out.
And quite a few kiosks. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, initially, people were coming to Cyprus for the sun, for the lifestyle, for the safety of the country. But now people, you can see them being attracted. Oh, but there are tax advantages for me. It actually makes a huge difference in my pocket as well. So it combines good lifestyle, tax advantages, safety. There you go. And then
300 days of sunshine.
Yes, of course.
They're all good additions, aren't they?
Everything works.
Excellent.
Everything works.
A lot of people ask us about healthcare. This is a big question that a lot of people have.
People who are temporarily resident here, they have to rely on private medical insurance or produce their S1 certificate. But since we're concentrating now more on people who choose Cyprus to be the permanent residents, yes, medical care is available, it's standard, it's very cheap, and it's high quality.
It is. We've had some clients before that have said that they've come over. We had a lady that had an accident actually, and she busted her hip. She was in that day and she was out a week or so later. There was none of these long waiting lists, and that's the major. Even when I lived here myself, our family had to go at various things, at various hospitals. You're in, you're seen, and you're out.
No, it's great. It's a huge benefit. I'm very happy. We didn't have a general health system in place before, and I think it's one of the biggest developments in Cyprus for the benefit, not just for the local population, but for those who choose to make Cyprus their home.
Yeah, truly, that is a big thing. And lastly, what's your advice to people that are interested in making Cyprus their new home, buying a property, business, relocating? Generally, what would your advice be?
Well, I would say, first of all, come to Cyprus, get a feel of the place. Cyprus is a beautiful place, and only when you actually come here you can experience the beauty of the lifestyle, the people, the culture, the food. But at the same time, it's very important that they speak to people like you, Paul.
Yep.
I mean, you have the experience because you've lived here, you've raised a family here. You've been working in the property industry for so many years. It's very important to speak to people who are in the know-how.
And we find a lot of the people, if we can simplify their journey, introduce them to the right people, then it becomes a stressless journey for them as well, meeting all of the right people.
It makes a huge difference. And of course, once you found the dream house, definitely use the services of a local lawyer that will be able to navigate you through the
100%. Because when these people are moving countries, not just moving homes, they're moving countries. So they need all assistance, all the help that they can get. And I know it's much different to using lawyers in the UK. You know, you guys, people might not understand this that are listening to this now, but they're handheld throughout the whole journey, which is really, really important.
No, I mean, I feel so fortunate. I have a wonderful team that specialize in all the aspects of real estate acquisition plus relocation, and we use that experience to guide people through this process. So yes, we'll be happy to help, of course.
Amazing. Thanks so much for your time, Demetri. It's been amazing. Thank you, buddy.
Paul. Good to see you again.
And you, mate. Thank you very much.
Good to see you again.